Just another update from Mr. Williams. Good afternoon, Discovery families and friends. This is Principal Williams with another weekly update to keep you in the loop on what's going on here at Discovery. What I would first like to talk about is that our counselors have begun having the conversation with our current seventh grade students about the courses they can take as eighth graders next year. So they've been given a form to bring home to discuss with you the courses that they would like to take. Just so you know that any student who is considering taking a music class next year as an eighth grader, that will be a year-long class, which means that they will be unable to drop that class, say at the end of the first semester or at the end of a quarter. So please have that conversation with your son or daughter if they're considering taking a music class. And the reason why is our staffing is predicated upon the number of students who sign up for particular courses, whether that's music, whether that's general classes, or whatever the case may be. So please take the time to consider which classes your sons and daughters would like to take next year. Those forms will be due next Friday. They're going to turn those forms in to their English teachers, and once we have those forms, we'll start uploading those into Power School. So, as the principal of Discovery, I love bragging about my staff here. We have some wonderful educators all around, just staff here at Discovery. I would love to highlight Mr. Erlacher, who is one of our world language survey teachers and also our Spanish teacher here at Discovery. Every year, Mr. Erlacher does a Genius Hour project, which entails the students having to find an area of interest about a particular country that they're studying, and then they have to do a presentation to explain what they've learned about that particular area. It could be art, it could be architecture, it could be music or dance. And this past week, our students were able to present their findings to several district stakeholders. And if you could have seen these young men and young women articulating what they've learned about their particular uh, area of interest, it was just like, wow. So I just wanted to give a huge kudos to Mr. Erlacher and to just to say thank you for pushing our kids to go above and beyond the standards. So I would also like to highlight um, our library team. This past week, I had the opportunity to sit in on a couple of lessons that Mrs. Donut and Mrs. Hyde provided for our students about the makerspace tools that we have at our disposal here at Discovery. Let me tell you, I wish that I had the opportunity to engage in the learning that our students are learning um, in middle school. I mean, they were using virtual reality goggles, they were using iPods, uh, they were using little bites, and you name it, they had it at their disposal, and they were working hard and diligently. And I attribute that to Mrs. Donut, our librarian, and Mrs. Hyde, our technological instructor here at Discovery, for you know breaking down the barriers and saying, "Hey, this is what our students are going to be expected to do in the workplace, and why not give them that opportunity to learn it now?" So, a huge shout out goes out to our library team. Thank you for giving our students the opportunity to truly learn 21st century skills. The last thing I would like to talk about is what transpired last Friday, Bus 106, where there was an accident. I had reported out to families that another bus had come to pick the students up to bring them to Kennedy Elementary and then to bring the students to Discovery. That did not happen. After the fact, I was made aware that the students were actually on that particular bus for the entire duration of when the accident occurred. And the students, they made it to Discovery safely. And just so you know, and I had mentioned this in my email to parents, but I just want you to know that my admin team and my counselors, we met with the students to make sure that they were okay And we also extended the opportunity that if at any time in the future, if any student was, dealing with any traumatic experiences from that situation, that our counselors and our principals would be more than willing to meet with them. So I apologize for saying that another bus had come and picked up the kids, but just so you know that the students made it here safely. Um, that is my weekly update. Once again, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be the principal at Discovery Middle School. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Monday. Weekend.